welcome to the Ope-Eh Three-Way Pro Wrestling Podcast, episode 47. Joined as always by my good buds, Donnie and Pierce on this episode 47. But fellas, we ain't alone today, are we?
No,
we
we
got
are
a
not.
bit of a special guest this afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be, whenever you happen to be. Special guest and apparently honorary Tongan, Najee. Najee, is that you?
That is me. That is me. I have made it. I have made it onto the show. Hey, we got that.
we got
Welcome.
a big soundboard.
I love it. I love it. But hey, man, thank you guys for having me on. I know it's been a little bit of a challenge of schedule just to get everybody's schedules on to have me here, but it is an absolute blessing. I haven't seen you guys since, good lord, what, Indianapolis?
No, Mania.
Mania. Oh god, that's right, dude. Vegas
Indy
is like
for
a
the
blur
Pierce
to me,
man right there, but
Although technically you and I were in the same building multiple times in Indianapolis and just didn't know each other at the time.
That's true. That's very true. For some strange reason, that the escalator that we ran into each other on, like,
chance meeting.
That was really funny. You told us where you were going to be, and I think you've seen my face a few times. I know you saw Brandon's. You're coming down. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Hi." And I was like, "It's Pierce." And you're like, "Oh shit, what's up?"
That was great, man. It was Vegas was a lot of fun. I just can't believe we have to do it again. That's the thing.
Yeah, don't get me started on that, man.
Save your shekels now,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm creating a whole brand new WrestleMania account.
Same.
Got to. These days, man, got to.
Speaking of accounts here, Najee, let our viewers know, listeners know where they can catch you for your content, what you do, and why you're here.
Yeah, if you guys have never heard of me or seen my face or just heard the name NXT with Najee before, that is my platform. I do a bunch of different things for the Whip Show, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. That is the group that I'm affiliated with. But NXT with Najee has been going on for almost 2 years, and season 3 starts in actually tomorrow. So here we
hell
are.
yeah!
All right.
This is pretty cool.
If I remember correctly, you have another friend of our show, JPJ, coming on for your first episode of season 3.
I do. He's my
there
first.
It is.
Yeah, so on the show, I usually have like a bunch of different, a lot of different guests, ranging from podcast hosts to fans to sometimes wrestlers. It's actually a growing thing that seems to blow my mind every time somebody is more interested than I thought they were. So, yeah.
Hell yeah! Where can we catch that if we want to tune in?
So if you want to tune in, the past episodes have been just on X. You can also find it at the Whip Show on YouTube. But now I have a YouTube page that I just started. YouTube channel. I guess that's the right terminology. Don't cancel me. I have a Facebook page I just got going, so we're trying to expand that for more people to be able to watch. It's specifically NXT with Najee, Najee. Just one straight hashtag, if that's what you guys are looking for.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That works. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. We got a lot to cover, so we want to be cognizant of everyone's time, especially knowing we have 732 matches from All In to cover towards the end of the show. But we gotta cover NXT Great American Bash, which we're thrilled to do with Najee. We're going to cover Evolution. We're going to cover Saturday night's main events, 3 different WWE events that happened over the course of over this past weekend. And then we'll cap it off with the results from All In. That goes with our normal on this table we'll get to in just a little bit. But please follow us on all of our socials as I try and list the laundry list off of X, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, maybe. Are we on? No, we're not on Snapchat. Here I keep making shit up. We're definitely not on Snapchat.
Yeah.
You could be on Snapchat, though. Brandon's probably on Snapchat. What else?
Somewhere, yeah.
TikTok. Dropkicked, and make sure you catch all our content on Spotify and YouTube. It's the Ope-Eh Three-Way. But that said, let's kick ourselves off here. On this day! All right, Pierce, tell us what we got. All right. On this day in 1986, we got a really sad one to start. I don't want to get too much into it, but it is the anniversary of the Bruiser Brody stabbing and him passing away in Puerto Rico. If you don't know,
he was stabbed in a locker room. They believe it was one person named Invader One, Jose Gonzalez. I don't want to get too much into it. If you've never seen Dark Side of the Ring, they have a great episode on it. Definitely check that out. And as always,
Bruiser Brody.
Rest in peace, Bruiser Brody. Took the words right out of my mouth. We'll jump ahead to 2000, where Heatwave 2000 happened. It's an ECW pay-per-view. It was their first ever pay-per-view on the West Coast. And it's really known for XPW, Extreme Pro Wrestling, the porno wrestling company, if you guys don't know.
The what?
It was... There was a guy named
I don't know anything about porno, Pierce.
Porn director, and then he made a wrestling company, which was just garbage wrestling. You know, ECW was hardcore. This is more garbage wrestling. The XPW guys talked with Paul Heyman to do like a joint show, and Paul Heyman and, you know, snubbed him. So they bought tickets, came to the front row, and then in the main event, they turned around and showed their XPW shirts, and all those guys got kicked out, and then the ECW guys beat up their like ring crew guys instead of the wrestlers.
And this is like
the 90s were a great
thing
time.
That happened, right? This is not like some scripted bullshit.
No, this is a real thing, and there's another Dark Side of the Ring episode on this where you can listen to it. Where, if I could quote New Jack, he said they beat the fuck out of those guys. I'm
not surprised that New Jack would say that.
Nope.
That sounds like something New Jack would say.
Very accurate description by New Jack.
I miss the 90s, man.
So we'll jump ahead another year. 2001, Bam Bam Terry Gordy passes away at the age of 41 due to a blood clot. One of the fabulous Freebirds, one of the OGs of the WCCW Texas wrestling area. Rest in peace to Terry Gordy. And then we'll jump ahead a full 20 years. 2021, WWE SmackDown takes place in Houston. It's the first time since March 2020 where they had a live crowd for a TV show. And, you know, that was important. Pandemic wrestling was rough, but it's good they were back in front of a live crowd. So
it was fun to be on the... sorry, go ahead, Najee.
I was gonna say that's interesting because NXT is going back to Houston. Is going to Houston this coming up Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I did see that. So it's, you know, ties in. I did that on purpose.
It was fun to be on the Thunderdome screen, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I did it too.
Yeah, it was so like nerdy to see like, oh, there's like some random Braun Strowman promo, and there's my stupid mug in the background that looks just as big as his head, which would never happen on normal television. But there I am. So.
Yeah, I got caught up with I think it was Bailey and Bianca were doing a promo, and you just see me like as close as I
can. Making out all the details.
Oh yeah.
And finally, we have a birthday to celebrate. The almighty one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, a man who hurts people, Mr. Bobby Lashley. Happy birthday. I believe he's 49 or 50, and he looks like he's
30, he could be 40, he could be 70. The guy doesn't age, so.
Nope.
Dude, his workout video terrified me. That man is doing like back rows, pulling 225 with one arm. That's, at that age, that's obscene. But again, like you said, doesn't age, is complete. Like that's that military routine too. That lifestyle, that's what keeps him.
Yeah, he's a machine.
And man, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's looked the same since he debuted in WWE, when he went to TNA, when he came back, when he went to AEW. He's looked the exact same, minus a couple eyebrows somewhere in there. But
yeah, somewhere along the line those fell off. But
that's okay. They're not important. People pay for the muscle, not for the eyebrows.
Okay, he hurts people.
Yeah, he does. He does hurt people.
He does hurt people. But we're not going to talk about that just yet, because the first show of the weekend was Great American Bash.
Yep, that's right. Great American Bash took place on this past Saturday, July 12th, out of the center stage in Atlanta, Georgia. It was an afternoon show, just about 2.5 hour show. Kicked off right around the same time All In did. There were 5 matches on the card, and we'll just go match by match here and talk about what happened. Starting off with Javon Evans defeating Jasper Troy in the opener in 13.5 minutes. Guys, what did you think about this match?
So I was telling you beforehand, I was fairly busy the past couple days, so I've only seen some clips. It looked like it was fun. Javon is a bouncy boy. He's fun. Jasper is a monster. So you put
Monster.
those
You gotta say it right. You gotta say monster. Mounstah.
monster,
That's right. I don't know how he
and
spells
Gotta
it,
come
but
correct.
That's
yeah.
you put
close.
those you put those two together, you get a David Goliath. Usually, you're going to have a lot of fun with that. So, but I'll pass it to Brandon from there.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it was a great little whoa, there you go to camera. It was a great little David Goliath brawl. I mean, clearly they're trying a lot of different stuff with Jasper Troy. Um, I'm not going to say he's green as goose shit or anything like that, but I mean, just having come off of LFG, having been in the performance center for the last few years. Um, Not a bad start for the big man. I mean, he had a good showing against Obafemi, all things considered, their experience levels and whatnot. Um, and then having this match with Javon, I think they're really trying to experiment with, how different styles, how he's going to complement and clash with those on TV. Clearly, they see a lot in Jasper Troy, and I thought this match was a good showing for him. Not surprised at all that Javon won. I mean, he's a star in the making. He's an NXT champion in the making. That's only a matter of time. So we'll see how that goes, especially with how things have been moving around in the men's division in NXT. Najee, what's your take? You were there, weren't you?
I was not there. I don't I do my best to try
Ah,
not to do too much traveling.
that's
But
fair.
I thought it was good. It was a lot of fun watching Jasper Troy just get skyrocketed like he is and like he has been. And Javon was a perfect person to put him up against. Javon's going to be the future of NXT once Trick Williams and Oba and those people are gone. So Javon really didn't
Yeah.
surprise me too much in that one. I'm gonna say I was surprised he won. I picked Jasper. I thought that they were gonna give him that opportunity to show that he should still be in the title picture. But I feel like it's something we'll talk about later. I still think that he's gonna stick around in the picture for some gold in the future.
Mm,
You got to see Jasper, through LFG, and I watched the whole first season of LFG, and I found he was very he stood out from the rest of the group on the first season because of his size and his actual like demeanor. There wasn't really anybody like him. So how well do you think does that position into being on NXT television?
Well, the thing is that he was on Level Up for a very long time before that too, and a lot of people just didn't pay attention to it. Like you
mm,
mentioned before, he's been at the PC for a couple years, and I think LFG was just the perfect spot to like show his talent. Same with Tyra. Like Tyra's been there just as long, if not longer, than
yeah.
he was. So having that experience, he was already there. He just needed the right person to push him. And LFG season one, getting the coaching was like that last little step that he needed to take. And so that's why I think he's ready. When he went against Oba, didn't feel rushed at all.
Yep. No, that makes a lot of sense. And honestly, Booker T's the best mark for any of his work. So a perfect coach to
As
go
you're
with a
seeing with
guy that
season two.
yeah, I already seen a couple of the episodes, and he's definitely his biggest champion in that sense. But having someone polished like Jasper Troy be under Booker T in that first season definitely helped
Oh,
too.
yeah,
But
man.
yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, it was a solid match. I was a little surprised too. I thought Jasper probably does deserve a notable win at some point. I feel like if you risk too many losses with him early, it makes it maybe a little bit more difficult to maintain momentum, relevance. But we could
Yeah.
see that as early as next week where he gets a big win, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit and how that came to be. Uh, but that said, we'll go right into the next match in the NXT Women's North American Championship match. Sol Ruka successfully defended her title by defeating Izzy Dame in just under 12 minutes.
So, I mean, Soul is going to be one of the biggest stars coming out of NXT in the next few years. I mean, the pop she got at Evolution when she hit the Soul Snatcher on Charlotte, which we'll get to eventually, was huge. The Soul Snatcher is probably the best finisher going right now in my eyes. And I mean, they're just heating up before they do Soul and Zarya whenever that breakup happens. Could be soon. They could keep that cooking for a while. It's hard to say what's going to happen. It's just,
Thumbs down for Najee.
but whenever they do that match, it's gonna be big box office, and that's really what matters. So I mean, good for Soul. I'm glad Izzy got shine because Izzy is great. I think she's very underrated on NXT. I'm glad she's getting some more shine. So whatever they do with her next is going to be great. But I mean, Soul's the future, man. Simple as that.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo all that sentiment. I mean, Sol Ruka, they're positioning her to be a really big star. I mean, whether or not she comes to the main roster within the next couple months or within the year or whatever, hard to say. There's rumor of the draft coming along that may not play some role. But I mean, they could easily use her. And I've been kind of critical of the NXT women's division in that I feel like the main title, the women's title, has been kind of hot potato recently with all the stars that have kind of been cycled and recycled through the division, putting them on the main roster, right? I feel like Sol Ruka is kind of a return to form where you have someone who's been in the system, who's been on NXT, who could easily go from being North American champ to NXT women's champion, can hold that belt, can be the face of that division until she eventually gets her call up. I think that this, like again, I said, was another showcase of her skill. It was great for Izzy Dame. I was also a little bit critical of the culling too. They're not my cup of tea. We'll say that they're not my favorite brew. But as far as the group goes, but I feel like what's going on with her and Tatum within the group is good to develop Izzy's character, to get eyes on her, to get people to care about who she is as a performer, besides what she does in the ring. But yeah, I felt like it was a really, really good match. I thought the dynamic with Tatum and Zarya outside the ring was really good. I'm not worried about Zarya turning on Soul anytime in the immediate future, so that could be a little while before we see that. But yeah, all in all, good stuff.
Najee?
Oh,
I do not want to see Zaruka split up at all. That's why I gave the thumbs down.
I completely understand. Their dynamic is incredibly fun.
I was trying to speak this whole scenario into existence during this match. I had Izzy Dame winning, and I wanted Izzy to win so that when the breakup of some of these tag teams happened, I would have much rather it have been Tatum and Izzy breaking up over a belt, with Tatum finally getting a belt, than to see the hint of the Zaruka split up just continue to torture us in that crowd. Like, it drives me, and I just don't want it. It's so good, like you said, man. They just work so well together, and the fan base is so genuine and natural, and it's just coming from all angles there with the people that just love this tag team. But kind of going back to Soul, I think after this weekend, she's proved that she's ready. Like, she worked SmackDown, Evolution, Great American Bash, like, and she killed it. And she stood out in every single match that she was in. Um, and still Sol Ruka, but I think it's just a matter of time. Like you mentioned, the draft might be coming soon, and if so, I think that if she does get drafted, she could be used immediately and not one of those people that get lost in the sauce. As long as they don't overwork her. That's my thing with
right.
that.
Yeah, I totally agree there. And the skill set that Sol Ruka brings, that it's honestly, I know there's a number of gymnasts that come through or that are still in NXT, like Tiffany Stratton has experience as being a gymnast. Kalani Jordan does too. But the way that wrestles her matches, there's still some uniqueness to how she performs compared to the others. And the flashiness associated to her moveset, we've seen it multiple times in multiple matches. That Heat Wave match last year with Kalani was fantastic. And that was the real
Hmm.
first coming out party, I think, on a larger scale for her. But yeah, to your point, and to all your points, I think she's main roster ready whenever they want to pull the trigger on bringing some more NXT talent up there. You know, it can be a little bit crowded at times on the main roster, so you're definitely wanting to make sure they get appropriate amounts of television time, which she's getting right now in NXT and even on X with the Speed Championship. But
Well, champ.
yeah,
Totally forgot she had that too, by the way. I saw that when she
Came out
was
last
doing her
night with both
backstage.
belts
yeah,
wrapped around
Yeah, I
her.
saw that. I was like, what? There's two? I'm like, oh, like, duh.
yeah. So
But
yeah, she's ready to go. The match was a fun match. Both very talented. Izzy Dame's very talented, and I do like the story elements that they're doing with the culling, even though it's certainly more of like a B story on the program.
Yeah.
It still gives them reason to be on television, which is enough in those development roles. So fun match.
sure.
They just silently assassinated Brooks Jensen too. Just
yeah.
he's just
Yeah,
gone.
whatever happened to that guy?
Like, well, Izzy knocked him out. Izzy knocked him out, and then he have nobody seen him since.
Gone.
Just gone.
No.
He's still lighting up social media. I know that was kind of his
Was that in
gimmick
a
there for
parking
No,
a
that
lot,
while.
was
or
a
was that?
weird gimmick. Yeah. No, that was actually
Yeah.
backstage, which is starting to
Oh.
become a slippery slope for most superstars. You got to be careful everywhere back there.
Yeah, geez.
You
That
never
whole
know.
Mm-hmm.
performance center is a death trap.
Yeah, and Love Island apparently.
That's
Uh-huh.
right. I remember Ethan talking about that, which is a good segue to the next match. Ethan Page successfully defended his North American Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere match over Ricky Saints in just under 15 minutes.
So I'm surprised that Ethan won. I'm not mad about it. I love Ethan Page. I got to meet him at WrestleMania weekend. He's a super nice dude. Uh, Saints as well. I met Ricky Saints. He's great. Both those guys are main roster ready, and either of them could come up anytime. I figured, they were saying that one of the two of them was going to be in Seth's faction of the Vision, the visionary people, the people who Seth like, and the Oracle guy
The Seth
that doesn't have a
Riders.
name.
The Seth
The
Riders.
Seth Riders. And it's just, these two have great chemistry. They beat the shit out of each other in this match, and what a finish! Rest in peace, Ricky. He's dead. He's not coming back from that one, man. Like I said, Ethan. I've been a proponent for Ethan ever since he came on to NXT, and I've been openly said he will main event at WrestleMania one day, and I fully believe that because that man knows his character. He's great in the ring, and WWE at the forefront of everything is an entertainment business, and he is one of the most entertaining heels and characters on NXT currently as the face of North America. And I don't know who's going to beat him for it, but I'm excited for what he's going to do next. I'm excited for Ricky, whatever Ricky's going to do next. Both those guys are great. So we'll see what's next. Brandon, what do you think?
I don't know. It must be a Page thing with that chair spot that they did there, where it looked like Ricky was going to get split at the spine there, where they had the two chairs set up, and another wrestler this weekend by the surname of Page did a similar thing. I thought, that's interesting. But maybe exchanging some pointers, peeking at each other's notes. I thought it was a really great match, very, very befitting. And I know both guys, having come from AEW, came with a lot of hype and fanfare just surrounding that. And there's maybe a bit of criticism based on that. Are they bringing these guys over just to spite Tony Khan or whatever? But again, like you said, like Ethan Page is one of, if not the most entertaining character in NXT. It's going to be hard to envision him without a title down there. Again, like who's going to beat him in NXT? Hard to say. Maybe Ricky gets another shot, depending on when he gets done with the other business that he's going to seemingly have to attend to here in the near future. Yeah, all in all, great match. Very, very physical. Didn't expect Ricky to lose. I thought Ricky was going to take the belt. I thought they're going to do like they've done with other recent NXT additions with belt switches. One goes up to the main roster. I thought Ethan's ready. I think most people who see Ethan and follow his career think that he's ready. But they got something bigger in store for him. So I guess we'll see what that's about. Yeah, Seth Riders.
Seth Riders.
We'll have to.
It kind of makes sense that Ethan won because if he lost, it would be kind of similar to when he lost the NXT title back to Trick Williams. He beat the guy for it. 2 months later, he lost it back to him. So I think it makes sense.
Trick Williams.
Yeah,
Well, he ever pinned Trick Williams.
Technically,
That's
Trick
true.
was champion when he won it, though.
Yes, it was a fatal 4-way. Trick never got pinned.
And one of the best finishes last year, if I can say.
Common theme on this is good finishes here. We got others we got to talk about too later on.
And if you want somebody to beat him, if he's going to hold on to it, maybe we get two big egos fighting. And I'm a big proponent for this guy because he's a friend of the show. He's a friend of Najee's show. Let's get BJ Ray versus Ethan Page.
Oh, that'd be actually a lot of fun. I like that. I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger on BJ yet, though. That's the thing. Like, even with this season 2, he's kind of left me in the dark on a little bit of the ending. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but I'm excited for him. But with this match though, like I do have to say they have some audacity. Like the audacity of booking this match during the timing of what other show was running at the same exact time
They knew
was
what they were
really
They
funny.
doing.
knew.
I know, and
They
I think
knew.
that's so funny. I love it I love how petty Shawn Michaels and Triple H can be sometimes. It's hilarious to me. And I
I
don't
mean,
Sometimes,
think
just
look at the
sometimes.
whole weekend. It was straight pettiness the entire time.
trying to be polite.
Ugh.
I was trying to be polite, not make it the drama hour. Um,
That's
but
happened.
yo, like But like with this match, like it was dope. The Jasper spot. The Jasper is really what made the
Yep.
difference, and that's kind of what I was referring to earlier. With
Hmm.
Jasper not being far away from some sort of title, because I think that Jasper or Javon could be a person that could be Ethan. I mean, Ethan's already got the history with Javon, and Javon still just hasn't won a singles title yet. So I think that might be a good way to really do that again. Why not? I wouldn't mind it. Like it was a little wild watching him like crush his whole entire like throat on live TV from Philly. But
Yep.
but outside of that, like Ethan Page is a dude in NXT that you just can't deny, and we're almost like waiting for him to leave because he just torments every single division when we think we're comfortable with finding a new person to take over it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
what
Hmm.
a guy! Well,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Happy to see him see him in NXT, but at the same time, we want to see him be with the big boys too, right? So, but either way, that was a really fun match.
That's
I honestly,
Midas for life.
yeah, yeah. I think it was the best match of the night, at least for NXT. Very entertaining match from bell to bell, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Ricky versus Jasper on Tuesday. We'll see where that leads. If it gets us the next opponent for Ethan out of that. Uh, Next up, we have Ope-Eh successfully defended his NXT championship by defeating Yoshiki Inamura in
Toshiki.
just over
Sorry, yeah,
13 minutes. Oh, it's all good.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Media
Toshiki.
enough.
I mean, what else does it need to be said? It's two big boys slapping meat. Oba's the truth. He's damn near main roster ready if he's not. Yoshiki is just a fun wrestler. I'm glad that he's still getting exposure being a Noah import. I'm glad that partnership is still happening, even if it's kind of on the back burner right now. And who was his teammate? Briggs. Now they got the
Josh
Briggs.
Yeah.
Briggs.
Yeah, it's Ben Briggs.
Most hated
He should have
person
been
in
in
the
this
NXT
match.
locker
I
room.
was not
Well, next
thrilled.
Tuesday.
We'll get into that, but I was not thrilled with his involvement in the match from end to end. I don't want to be too critical here, but like I don't think he
You don't want to be critical? Sure.
I don't think he added very much to the match. I think he actually took away from what was quite a fun match. And I know that's the story they're trying to tell, and likely going to end up in some more formal split up between Josh and Yoshiki. But like, it kind of killed the
Well, now
match for
they're
me a
running
little
a
bit.
triple threat next Tuesday for the
They
title,
are,
right?
they are, yes.
So, I mean, it's a means to an end. Is it the best thing to happen? Probably not, but it happened, and it's just two more people for Da Ruler to eat. And I mean, what more could you want? It's big meaty men slapping meat. I'll press that button again. I don't care
We know you push it every week.
because I love it. Who
Just go
doesn't
ahead and
love a
push it,
good
Pierce.
meat match?
Okay, go push
Just
it one more
push it
time. Just get it
right
out of
now.
your
Get it
system.
off your back. Come on.
Big meaty
Here.
man slapping meat.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank
All
you.
right, all done.
Brandon, your thoughts on the match?
uh, yeah, it was good. I mean, the thing about Oba as it stands right now, he'll have good matches, but I don't know that he has any real significant challengers. And we've said this about the men's division in contrast to the women's. Oba, I feel, stands on a mountain alone. And I don't know who really is going to be the guy in the current NXT men's landscape who I can say can definitively challenge his reign. Um, I will also say, too, and I've been critical of the circumstances of Yoshiki getting this match in the first place because he was supposed to be challenging for the TNA championship when he pinned Trick Williams. But then he went ahead and he just tossed that title to Briggs, kind of put him in the cuck chair, and he's like, "No, I don't want that shit. I'm going after the NXT championship." Which I guess, given circumstances, right? You want the NXT championship if you're an NXT superstar, right? And all things considered, where NXT stands versus TNA. But yeah, I thought all in all, I thought Standing Outona was a good match. Always good having Noah reps or reps from any company like AAA, Noah, TNA involved in NXT programming. Again, Oba stands alone. Najee, what's your take on it?
Yoshiki was one of the most believable opponents that Opa's had in a while. Like he was a big
I will
dude that
say that.
he could take a beating, he could dish a beating, he could picking Oba up did not look like as surprising as most times that anybody faces Oba and makes an attempt. Um it's tough. I've always said it since even before Oba had anywhere near the NXT championship that I think that he's one of those people that just doesn't lose the belt when he gets called up. The Indy Hartwell, like he gets called up and he's just got to relinquish the title because since Trick is gone and Trick is kind of doing well, not necessarily gone, but like doing his thing at TNA and is a big part of TNA programming now, which is crazy to say.
Yeah.
That takes away his toughest opponent. Ethan Page having that title takes away his toughest opponent. Ricky being involved with Ethan takes away another tough opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Jasper now being involved in that picture takes another one. So Oba's basically just smooth sailing into the sunset here. And if he doesn't get drafted, they need to do the thing at Survivor Series where they have everybody fight each other that's the current champion. Because that would be a lot of fun to see Cena and Oba and whoever the world heavyweight champion will be at that point in time. But like I said, Oba's the type of person. You can't beat the ruler, man. You just can't beat the ruler.
I said last week there's one person that I think should beat him if he can break away from No Quarter Catch Crew. Put him and Tavian
Tavion?
Heights
I
together.
like
I'd be
it.
down for
Tavion is
Tavion.
the future,
Yeah.
man. He's so good, and he's such a nice dude. If you ever met him, we all met him pretty much at the same time when we met up at WWE World. But he's just such a nice dude. He's super positive, and I mean in the ring he's fucking great.
Yep. He's a couple
We are
weeks away
showing
from
it.
freedom.
Yeah, he's got to work his way out of No Quarter
Hopefully.
Catch Crew first. Fingers crossed there.
Yep.
Is it third
And
time's
then
a
free
charm?
Ren. Hashtag free Ren.
She doesn't want to be free though. She said that herself. She's there
It's
forever.
what we need.
Yeah, she'll be all right. No,
uh,
Tavion's a good shout though. I mean, his showing in Noah was fantastic. The crowd loved him. Obviously, the most charismatic member of the No Quarter Catch crew, or the former No Quarter Catch crew. Don't know how much of a crew they really are at this point.
No
Crew-ish.
third catch crew. No third catch crew.
Yeah.
that's
And his
No, yeah,
matchup
I
Tavion's
mean,
a
no
good one.
half
awesome.
Catch Crew. Oh my goodness.
It's
Yeah, a
Tavion's
little
great.
half Nelson.
I think it should just be
Yeah.
catch crew at that point if it's just two people.
You'd think
Catch
so.
crew.
That would make
Somebody's getting
sense.
caught. Somebody's
Yeah.
getting caught. There's only two of them.
Or the Ren crew. He keeps trying to make that a thing too.
I got no problem with that.
Me neither, man. It's Ren XT.
Yeah.
NXT. Ren also very nice person.
Oh yeah,
You get
she's
the chance
amazing,
to-
dude. She's amazing. She's one of the people that I've been lucky enough to like create a friendship with like via Instagram and Twitter, like getting random conversations. Like we've reached out to show her love and she's always been really quick to respond back and be goofy with us in the crowd. So she big time fan of Ren, big time supporter.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the main event. That was a tag team
We're not going
match.
to give Brandon his TNA spotlight because there was a TNA thing that happened on this show.
Well, wait. Sure. The contract signing, and then
Yeah, I mean,
Dark State comes in and attacks them.
Yeah, I mean, Dark State kind of sullies the water as they do it.
Extra shield.
Everything.
Shieldbution.
But
Yeah, I still think
I'm really. Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. Wait, doesn't Trick? You said they think they work for Trick?
I still think so. Even though they were just in a match this past Tuesday against each other and yada yada, and they've jumped Trick before, something in my soul is still telling me that it's just the timing of when they show up. Always seems to be whenever Trick is in some sort of circumstance or somebody the Trick wants taken out. Or they're just
Could
always
also
there.
be a red herring though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we had speculation before Stand and Deliver that he could have been Javon could have been involved in that, right? So,
Oh yeah.
right, like just based on they wanted to switch
I mean, they
stuff
beat
up,
Javon
but
down.
they did. But sometimes you got to beat someone down to bring them back up, right?
Yeah, true.
We've
True.
seen that
That's how that
before.
works.
We've seen that before. But
Yeah, ask Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, they already had
Yeah, no,
the match at NXT afterwards, and then what's the group in TNA that came in? I do not know names all that well for
System.
TNA.
It's
the
Moose
The
and
system.
system.
The system,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
you
system.
gotta trust the system, man.
It's funny they attacked Matt Cardona and Matt Cardona didn't even show up. Even when he's put in an NXT storyline, they're not bringing him back to WWE.
I think they're having a hard time making that happen. It's got to be somebody else that still works there because I feel like him and Triple H are good. Him and Shawn are good. I feel like there's somebody else that's important backstage. It's like nope, nope.
Have to comb through that
Bruce
production
Pritchard.
crew, see
I'm
what's
just
in.
gonna blame Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, come on now.
You leave Bruce alone.
Let's get
Fine.
into the main event.
Blaming Nick Khan.
I want
He's
to
in
keep
the other
everything.
Guantanamo Bay.
I want to keep everything on track here. We did say we're going to take about half hour, already a little bit over that for this. Let's talk about the main event. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe defeated Fatal Influences, JC Jane and Fallon Henley in 16 and a half minutes.
And Donnie, you were correct.
The exact result of that match was quite obvious of Blake Monroe pinning JC Jane.
I mean, yeah, there's not much else to be said. It was bound to happen. And JC is a good NXT champion. I talked about it last week. Everybody thought she was going to. I'm not going to say what happened at Evolution. We'll get into that in just a minute.
The most beatable champion in NXT history is how they were citing that on the broadcast.
Yep, which is a terrible thing to say, but it's not necessarily untrue.
It's character building. She'll be fine.
That being said, I said a transitional champion is not a bad thing. If you are put in as a champion to lose that belt, you are still in the history books as a champion.
Yep.
That being said, Blake Monroe is going to be the biggest star coming out of NXT besides Soul and Stephanie Vaquer for that matter too. But like, it's Blake Monroe is just she's tailor fit for the WWE, and I'm excited to what happens with her and Jordan next.
Brandon?
Yeah, not an unforeseen result. I mean, it was good first showing for Blake. I expect she's going to be the highlight of NXT for the later half of the year. Yeah, I mean, kind of what again. I don't know what you really say to it. It's kind of what you expect. I don't know, Najee. What do you think? Did you catch it?
Yeah, so I liked it. I enjoyed that match a lot too. I think that anytime Fatal Influence gets a chance to show what they can do, I'm always locked in because they're completely underrated on that roster. I
Mm-hmm.
praise them all the time in their character work, their faction work, and the wrestling is just great. I mean, Fallon never disappoints. I do wish in this match that the interview section, like the segment where JC kind of blew off Fallon and Jasmine, I wish that got acknowledged in that match a little bit more. Even in the match we're going to
Mm.
talk about afterwards, that's like a nitpick thing that I have for both of them. I wish that got addressed more. Like she mentioned something this past Tuesday
Yeah.
about it, but it still didn't seem to affect the mood of anything in their faction, which is like an awesome thing, but also at the same time, it's like, then what are you what are you belittling them for if this isn't gonna come with anything? But Blake getting the win, I agree. She doesn't have the same kind of pop that Stephanie did with the NXT crowd, like being a person that's there every week. I will say that I don't know, it almost reminds me of like a cameo, like a main roster person just popping in for a little bit. That's what the energy kind of feels like. It doesn't necessarily feel like she's her. Like Masha was there yesterday and last night, and the energy for Masha felt like felt a little bit more, receptive than it did for Blake. So for me, we'll see.
Mm.
We'll see. We'll see.
With how the character is going to be and what I've seen and what
Mhm.
she did in AEW, once she gets the ball rolling with what her character is going to be, it's going to be night and day, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I just my thing is just the crowd and just knowing the vibe and the energy of them. It's something that we've seen happen kind of before. Like when we thought Jade was gonna come, that was kind of the same thing. We were really excited to get her, but then when she'd show up, it wasn't really anything too crazy. But like you said, the wrestling's gonna speak for
Yeah.
herself. When she starts wrestling on TV, dude, it's gonna be a wrap. I think everybody in there will probably fall for it pretty quickly as long as she doesn't wrestle like a hometown favorite, if that makes sense, like a like a
which,
PLE
Right.
favorite
which is what she's doing next week in
with
Houston.
Ren Sinclair.
Debut singles match is next Tuesday against Ren Sinclair in Houston, Ren's hometown. But we'll get into how that came to be as we go into what happened afterwards. But overall, you guys want to give a score to the show before we move into the evolution elements with NXT?
Out of
I give
10?
it a 7. 7 out of 10.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'd have to say they're about. Yeah, that was about the impression I got.
Surprised you don't want to give it a higher score because there was TNA stuff.
Well, I mean, you didn't even let me get to talk about TNA. You said you were going to let me talk about it, and then you just kind of spun
Yeah,
around in a circle around me,
I said we got to be mindful of
circumventing
our
me
guest's time.
entirely.
If we let you talk
But you
about
know what? It's
TNA,
fine.
hey, if we let you
It's
talk
just
about
fine.
TNA, we're gonna be here for 2 hours. Okay, that's not gonna happen. We respect our
Listen,
guest's time. We
Slammiversary
talk about
this
it later.
Sunday.
Great, Najee,
Slammiversary this Sunday.
what'd you
currently
think? We already
thinking, what
skipping
the
Brandon
fuck
again.
did I do to?
I think my rating out of 10, I'm giving it a 6.5. And that's like looking at everything when it comes to even the venue. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a bigger venue for more fans, and that definitely makes an NXT show more fun.
Yeah.
It felt like something that they could have did in Orlando and probably would have made for a little bit better of a TV. So
Center
I'm going to
stage
say
is kind of
6.5.
It's
It's cool
odd
though. It's
stage.
nice. I love a
It's a
big
W.
stage. Don't get me wrong.
It's an old WCW venue that they used to
Hmm.
run like WCW Saturday Night. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
probably why they did it. So
yeah. I know. I'm always a little salty when other places get fun stuff when we don't. But but no, that's really what it was for me though. It's just it felt like a regular Tuesday, with just a PLE sticker on top of it. No
it's.
offense. I love you guys.
I think it's an uphill
NXT,
Yeah.
battle.
NXT, I love you
Like
guys.
knowing that you're going head to head with All In. Like it's. I think they kind of knew that while they're trying to, counter promote at the same time, they know there's going to be a good segment of the wrestling fan base that's going to be watching the alternative. So it's
Right.
hard to book a really in depth show that there's a pretty strong chance that people will miss, right? Or at least
Yep.
some people will miss. So with that said, I would probably give it about a 7 as well. I think the matches were all relatively good. I think the standout was the North American Championship, but there wasn't a snoozer, I don't think, which is a good of any show, quite frankly. If you can get away with a whole card without a full snoozer, I think that's where you want to be, more or less. And these guys continue to work hard as they go in through their development, and we'll keep watching. I know Najee's definitely going to be keep watching. That's his brand.
I'll
Um,
be there. Locked in.
yeah. But that said, Evolution was on Sunday. We're going to skip ahead here just to be able to cover the NXT parts first before Najee heads off to do his other things to do on a Wednesday evening. But that said, the notable NXT element, there was actually 3 parts to it, but the notable one that we'll talk to first was the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship with JC Jane successfully defending her NXT championship by defeating Jordan Grace in 10.5 minutes.
this is a very fun match. I really enjoyed this match. Jordan is great. It sucks that she may never get the NXT championship, but maybe she never needs it. She's kind of a big enough star to where she's main roster ready. She was main roster ready when she was in TNA. And whatever they have planned for her and Blake next, because Blake turned heel. Well, turned heel, kind of turned
Already.
heel. Which honestly, I'm more interested in a heel Blake Monroe than a face one. And when people get to really see the glamour and see the glamour that was in AEW, that became one of the biggest women's stars in wrestling and had, in my eyes, one of the greatest women's matches and matches, period, in the past year in AEW, and you have her now going for the NXT title, it's gonna be just so fun, especially with the glamour just being the bitchy, I'm better than you, number one star that she is. JC is so underrated. I'm glad she's getting her shine. I'm glad her title reign is getting extended, because I think all of us picked Jordan to win. I don't know if Najee, but us 3 did. Najee's the Oracle, I guess.
I can't remember actually. I don't want to get too confident and then go back and look at the paper trail. And it's like Jordan.
But I mean, Fatal Influence is fun. JC's great. Jordan's great. And now we're going to see Blake Monroe be at her very best. And I don't know if they hotshot the title to her right away. They don't need to, but it could be that that's what they do. And if that's what they do, great. If not, great. I'm excited for what's next
Well,
for
how will
Andy
that
Williams.
dynamic work? So we got JC Jane is still champion, and the turn itself was like the old accidentally on purpose title shot to the back. But she did also, Blake also acknowledged JC in some capacity by entering the ring, kind of giving her a little like hoo ha hello, and then walked out. Like, so is she aligned with JC, or is she just on her own and saying like, now you owe me one kind of thing? Like, what was that all about, that engagement between the two? Because that could depend on how soon her championship reign could be.
It's a favor because this is the year of favors. And
That's the
JC's
way.
going to owe her a favor.
You want to allow? Oh, right, because you're talking about CM Punk, and that started last year.
There's been so many favors.
The first notable favor was last year at Survivor Series.
But it ended this year, and then there was the second favor, which we thought was bullshit, which turned out to be a true favor with Paul aligning with Seth.
Yeah. Okay. Najee, what did you think on that exchange before we get to Brandon really quick?
On that exchange, I don't know quite what it means. I feel like it's just a part of her master plan, and JC kind of understands it. It's the confusing part to me that makes it hard for me to decipher it is the Masha Slamovich involvement and like the TNA Slammiversary thing. Like them combining, like and having double champions, regardless of who walks away in that match, is a big curveball. Because I would like to see JC go against Blake, but then at the same time, it's like most of us know who Masha Slamovich is, and she can go with anybody, including grown men who I've seen her beat up in multiple
Oh
places.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
so it's a tough one for me, man. That one's really hard, and she did it on purpose, obviously, but it's confusing, like I said, to really figure out what the look meant towards JC, and if JC didn't plan it or something.
When it happened, commentary didn't even like talk about it. It was clear as day. She hit her with the title, and Cole's like, "Oh, and something happened, and JC wins." It's like, well, no, she got hit in the back with the title, and then JC hit her with whatever. So
the future is going to be a lot of. I think Houston's going to be an interesting show.
Yep, I think checks out. Brandon, what do you think on the match there?
I like how Jordan Grace's moveset, most of it is based on the fact that she's just really fucking strong and really like,
taking my line from our chat. I said that outright. Like, she's got a cool ass moveset,
I should have
so jacked.
Quoting you, Donnie, of course, right?
Thank you.
No, I would never plagiarize. That's not my style.
Yeah, I definitely said
that. Like it's ChatGPT or something. No, but no, I thought it was a really good match. I thought I was kind of disappointed that Jordan did not win for the fact that me selfishly, I did kind of want to see Masha versus Jordan again, but with the title v title implication involved. Now that JC is walking into Slammiversary as NXT Women's Champion, given the fact that she's kind of carrying this unofficial moniker of being the most beatable champion against, like you said, Najee, just an absolute fucking dynamo in Masha Slamovich. I don't. It's hard to say because they have it. Maybe this is kind of a bit of equity between NXT and TNA, where you have a guy for now like Trick Williams, who is an NXT star who holds the TNA World Championship. So now, do we get this turnaround of a TNA star in Masha Slamovich holding an NXT championship? That was kind of what my thought was. It's kind of tit for tat. But again, with Slammiversary, with Slammiversary being around the corner, it's hard to say how that's all going to play out. I mean, because you got, like we were talking about with the contract signing, the dual threat of Joe Hendry and Mike Santana that's going to be going up against Trick. So is that going to continue on? We've yet to see, right? I'm not going to put any predictions in here because you guys won't let me talk about it. But
you're fine. No, go. If you could keep it to a minute or less.
Not trying to be salty. No, we got a guest. I'm not trying to air out my dirty laundry about not let me ever talk about TNA, but no. For this, we'll sticking to the match at hand. I thought I think JC, in spite of her losing the match the way she did, I think she definitely did some good to dissuade a lot of the detraction that she's been getting since she's become champion. I could see her holding the belt for a good little while yet, provided, of course, she makes it past Masha, which, I mean, if she's going to have, fatal influence by ringside, like, who's to say how that
There's gonna be a
influences
lot of
things
there's gonna be some shenanigans in that match. So
fatally,
we'll see what
fatally,
happens.
I'm
It's been
sure,
promoted
to,
that Masha's got two people on her side too, right? Zaya Brookside and I don't know her
oh,
name,
yeah.
but former WWE talent. I apologize. I don't watch TNA to remember what her name is, but Zaya Lee's or what's her
Oh,
name
yeah,
now
Lei
in
Ying Lee.
TNA? Yeah,
Lei Ying Lee.
yeah. So they're both
Yeah,
being advertised to be on
yeah,
Masha's side. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but as
that'll be
far
yeah.
some.
as far as this match for me, dude, I liked it. I think JC
Hmm.
showed out. JC had the opportunity to be on a platform to really like show the world that JC Jane is actually like faithfully slept on, and I think she did exactly that. Because for a while she was kicking Jordan's ass for a little while there.
Hmm.
She went hard. And even without really needing the help, like I said, like I do wish the story would have been included with Fatal Influence and her kind of yapping back and forth a little bit more. But JC showed out, and regardless of how she won, she still won on a platform where nobody thought she was going to.
Yeah.
Everybody thought the heel turn was going to happen. Like that wasn't a big surprise, I don't think, to most people. But it it really confuses everything. And then like you said, the TNA thing, all of it, like beautiful match, very confusing future.
Mm.
Like
See,
that's
a
Which
really
common
how I feel
theme.
about it.
in wrestling is not a bad thing.
Nope.
Yeah,
When
it's
you
great.
have this
No,
many
Good.
story threads that can go any which way in direction,
Good.
we're in for a fun summer.
Yep.
and to WWE's credit, particularly at Evolution, they did a good job in this show, not just of putting out quality, but also subverting expectations too. There was a couple different instances, and we'll talk about that, where did not see shit coming at all.
The last
So,
thing, last thing I
and
want to
for
talk about,
benefit.
we already covered Sol Ruka. I want to again be cognizant of Najee's time here, but I did want to quickly, just really as a last thing, talk about the NXT women that were involved in the Battle Royal, and specifically one in particular that made it all the way to the end. So jumping a little ahead here, but there was a 20-woman Battle Royal where the winner would be getting a World Championship match at Clash in Paris. Stephanie Vaquer, relatively unsurprising, but she did win this match in 15 and a half minutes. But in a bit of a surprise, won by last eliminating Lash Legend.
Yeah, Lash. Hell
I
yeah,
don't have to
Lash.
pour beer over my head. So
Hell yeah,
hell yeah.
Lash.
Shout out to Jimmy. You don't gotta shout Jimmy from the Q Stash Cup Wrestling. You don't gotta pour milk over your head. I don't gotta pour beer over my head. So thanks for losing, Nikki Bella.
Oh God.
But I called the Stephanie win. I'm very happy for it. Lash looked fucking incredible. She is going to be a huge star
Yeah,
whenever
that was a
she
tryout for sure.
and she passed with flying colors. It was so good. This was a fun battle royal. The one thing I did dislike, it seemed like they said there was going to be a lot of surprises. I thought that maybe they were going to stagger the entrance and do like a Royal Rumble esque battle royal, but then they just had everybody there right away, and
Announced all
there was
20
no surprise.
names, no surprises, no nothing. That was a little disappointing in that. I agree.
But even then, it was a really fun battle royal, and it was the right winner. So
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Good old
Hey,
Stephanie
you talk
Vaquer.
about. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the crowd got the Vaquer chant down. Hopefully, everybody on commentary knows that you got to go and then follow at the
Mhm.
end. Oh yeah, like maybe the next time Pat's on when he comes back, when he's ready to come back, might not be until after the college football season. But hopefully, he figures out that you're supposed to go not oh or ooh or whatever the hell that is that he says. Got to get the script for him.
Do your homework, Pat.
Uh, and yeah, the tag match as well. Just really quickly, we did talk about Soul and Zarya a little bit, but the Judgment Day of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez did successfully retain in that fatal four-way tag match by defeating Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Sol Ruka and Zarya, and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane.
again, right winners. Seems like they're going to keep the Charlotte and Alexa thing going, which is fine. I said last week I would like to see the Kabuki Warriors split and go on singles runs. Not saying they're a bad tag team. They're a fun tag team. They're great. But with Asuka coming back and Kairi coming back, I think both of them need to go singles competitors and kind of just be themselves for a bit. And then Zarya and Solruka, they look great. Zarya did not get as much shine as I thought she would, but when she got her moments in the match, they show that she's a unique enigma in professional wrestling. So
And Soul taking the pin there 100% made sense considering she did wrestle 3 matches from Friday into that show. So that was a logical booking
Yeah.
having her be pinned. As much as you might not want to see her get pinned, it did make sense. But that tag team is very, very strong. Even though it's one of the only few tag teams on NXT right now on the women's side, it was a great performance, I think, by both of them once again.
And
Yeah.
it seems like Raquel is taking Kevin Nash's words to heart and is showing herself as a big monster because she murdered Sol Ruka with that Tahana bomb. Jesus, she laid that one in.
Yeah, Raquel is stepping up big time, thankfully. That's been long overdue for her to get showcased like this. I will say though, shout out to the MVP of this match, the referee, because I don't know how the fuck you keep track of who's legal in these multi-team matches. They did this last year, same concept, and it's like your eyes are just like getting crossed because I have no idea even if Soul and Raquel were legal by that
I
time
don't
that the
think they
pinfall
were
got
when we
determined.
were
But
talking about it in chat. I don't think they were, but that's what they ran with.
I should have kept like some stop play by play going on
Gotta,
that
gotta have the
because yeah, that
whiteboard
was
out and have the
Put a
checkerboard
dot
ready to
every
go.
time.
circle it, trace, dotted lines. They're going this way. Boom.
I got to
This
give one
happens
more
here.
shout
Yeah.
out in that match, and that's to the crowd. And the reason why I specifically want to say the crowd is when was the last time Charlotte Flair got such a big pop? Multiple
Right.
chants throughout the match, and just like continued support throughout the match. Like, do we know
The
when the last
Rumble.
time that was? That was a
You-
return, but that was the pop for her coming back. But then
She
when she
Sure.
won, we saw the
if you want to
feedback
call it a
there.
pop.
Yeah, like this was an overly positive pop, and there were multiple chants saying "We want Charlotte," and I mean,
I think her
They all
Players Tribune.
executively, huh? My
I
bad.
think her Players Tribune article definitely helped with that
didn't
because
hurt.
you get to see Ashley, you don't get to see Charlotte because the character of Charlotte is kind of meh most of the time, but when she can show herself truly,
I'd say
you get
one-dimensional. I wouldn't necessarily say meh. That's not fair, but very one-dimensional is Charlotte
fair enough.
Flair, and in
Fair enough.
the yeah. But Najee, you were saying sorry.
I was gonna say they made it a good point to like let you know that she was out there to have fun again, instead of
Yeah.
just the whole like I'm better than everybody. I'm here to take over. The very first thing that Michael Cole said when I think she got tagged in was like, "Yo, she's made it very clear to the WWE universe that she's here to have fun and this, that, and whatever." And there was something else I wanted to say too about it, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. But she looks like she's having more fun. She seems to be more welcoming to fan interactions online. Like her whole entire demeanor's changed 1,000%, and I think that's making people believe in her. But now I remember what I was gonna say. I feel like that whole entire stadium, as they came in, they stood in one big circle, holding hands, and said, "We're not booing anybody tonight, guys. We're celebrating everybody.
Yeah, we're here.
Everybody's getting pops." Like,
Yeah,
And
because I can't think
it
of a
helped
single
the
person
show.
that got hate the whole entire night. I can't think of a single superstar that got any hate on that whole entire Evolution card. Can't.
nope.
Which is good. And I mean, and Charlotte, we talk about like her online interactions, man. Like she had been catching so many strays for so long for no good
That's a
reason.
lot of crap. That's a lot
Her
of
Yeah.
personal
crap.
business gets aired out in kayfabe too, like just some really lowball shit coming out. And it's like, I
Grocery.
get it. Like, right, people can critique her about like being Flair's daughter and stuff like that, and her being a nepo baby and running off this that. She's an incredible athlete. She's been top tier, damn near since she got onto the roster. Like,
Mm.
there's not many people on Charlotte Flair's level, objectively speaking. But then you happen to throw her name in there, and now all of a sudden people want to have this massive issue with her that supersedes anyone else, even the people who you could argue warrant it more. Right? Like, I don't know. It was good to see and especially after, like you said, Pierce, like the string of interviews she's been doing, and where she's actually been bravely putting herself out there to be like, yeah, like that shit kind of got to me, because it felt like they weren't talking to Charlotte, it felt like they were talking to Ashley, to me, when they're bringing up like her marital woes and stuff like that. So it was really a good thing to see that the crowd was
she deserves her flowers. She's a
yeah,
Rushmore women's wrestler. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I won't hear another
definitely
argument
doesn't deserve
otherwise.
the shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, that covers the NXT Impact to the weekend. So, any last words you want to say, Najee, before we send you on your way?
Hey, just thank you guys for being here. Thank you for those who have been intrigued and are interested in checking out the old NXT with Najee podcast, which hopefully will be every week now, starting tomorrow, and it'll be on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it, just NXT with Najee, Najee, part of the Whip Show, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast. So once again, thank you guys so much. I'm very happy that we could finally make this happen. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate your time, good bud.
We appreciate you,
Cheers
dude.
to you.
Yeah, until the next time, my friends. Until the next.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I'll probably be texting you later tonight.
Oh
so.
yeah, for sure, man. Thank you guys, though. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your show and conversations.
Thank you very much.
See you, brother.
Right,
have a good night, bud.
Yep, you do.
Just the three of us.
All right. Social hour was exactly an hour, funny enough. We didn't call it the social
We did
hour,
it.
but it was double the time that we told them it was going to be, which I feel a little bit bad for, but nevertheless, we got through those parts, and it was a lot of fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's true. That's very true. It was a lot of fun having him on, and we're looking forward to having him again with some more NXT content when our schedules permit it, and when NXT is doing some cool stuff, which is honestly most weeks. So that said, let's jump back into results for Evolution here. We'll go back to the top of the card. Show kicked off with Becky Lynch successfully defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship by defeating Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
What a fucking opener. This was so fun. It was so good. I mean, every single woman looked incredibly good. I mean, I think MVP of the match was Lyra. She looked like a world beater in there, which she has this entire Becky Lynch feud she's had and is going to continue to have with what we know as SummerSlam. So whatever happens, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I would just like to shout out that finish. That was the smoothest back roll I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that transition by Becky there, we were talking about good finishes in a couple other matches we were discussing, but like that transition to that roll up by Becky was incredible. So smooth.
Yeah, she did the Euro wrestling scene proud with that one. That was smooth as silk. I was very glad to see that. I feel like Intercontinental Champion Becky is going to be an in-ring show person unlike anything she's been in her career thus far. I feel like that's what I feel like we can anticipate from this continued reign.
It seems like this character is a combination of Big Time Bex and the Man. And I think for this iteration of Becky Lynch, that's exactly what she needs to be. Because you can see there's the showmanship, like on Monday when she came out with red and yellow, because people are calling her Becky Hogan. She definitely did it on purpose. So,
which is great, by the way.
So with what they're going to do with her and Lyra at SummerSlam, I'm excited for it. I'm glad Bayley got her shit in. Bayley is forever underrated. And whatever Bayley's going to do next, I'm excited for as well. I mean, it's this Intercontinental division, despite it only really being 3 people right now, is very healthy and very fun.
Yep. Yeah, it was a solid match for sure. And I'm sure it'll be a solid match at SummerSlam when Becky and Lyra go at it, because it was a solid match, 2 out of 3 falls match on Raw to figure out that Lyra is the number 1 contender again.
Great match.
Next up, as we skip ahead, we've already covered a couple here. Tiffany Stratton successfully defended her women's championship by defeating Trish Stratus.
How fucking good did she look, too, by the way?
Thank you, Trish.
Trish Stratus specifically.
Thank you, Trish.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, if this is the last time we get to thank her, damn it, like, give her a round of applause for that
we
performance.
Have one of those every year for Trish Stratus lately.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. I'm not going to argue.
Retired in 2006 and has come out of retirement about 40 times. But with that said, it seems like she's just getting better and better in the ring as her age goes on. And it's incredible to see. Trish is another person I would put on the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. She is like the figurehead. She's the Washington of that mountain. And she shows that she continues and should still be there. Tiffany looked great. This is probably her best match in this reign that I think she's had. And I mean, I'm excited for what they do next. Whatever Trish does, it sounds like she's going to come back for one more match. The sheets are saying, which with what we know about the sheets, who knows if that's true.
It could be 0 matches. It could be 1 match. It could be 20 matches.
Whatever happens, I'm excited for, and I'm excited for Tiffany and Jade coming up at SummerSlam.
So really with Trish Stratus particularly, like you consider Evolution, particularly as it pertains to the women's division in WWE, Trish Stratus embodies it entirely. You look at the evolution of the business from when she started as a wrestler to when she retired the first time and how much she contributed to that, being that foundation piece that she mentioned in her post-show interview. And then you consider just how Trish, and right, as she's aged, you look at how she has evolved and adapted to the new generation of women that are in the ring now, like with the Zoe Starks, right? With the Tiffany Strattons. She adapts herself so well and so seamlessly to wrestling with these women that she stands out. And people are like, why don't we have this woman wrestling for titles in 2025? She can do it easily.
Trish Stratus is like a fine wine. She gets better with age. It's as simple as that.
Oh, that's the Toronto winner. I can relate to that.
Okay, Don.
I mean,
Go get yourself a double and calm down.
That's all of us.
I didn't mean to laugh at you, Don.
No, I mean that's just Toronto people in general. I don't know why you're surprised.
Oh, okay.
Next was the no holds barred match. Jade Cargill defeated Naomi. Bianca Belair was the special guest referee.
I mean, it was fun. Beat the shit out of each other. It was kind of what we expected. I think Naomi got a lot more offense than maybe we expected, but I think for what it was and what it needed to do, it was good.
Bianca didn't really add anything, more. Did she?
No.
She was there for a pop.
Great.
She was there for the post-match glance at Jade.
Great.
That's what she did.
Great. But as a special referee, she didn't really, which maybe is, as you're a referee, you maybe shouldn't contribute anything. But at the same time, with how deep that connection is between the three of them, you thought there'd be something. There was nothing.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to figure something out now, right? Because, you got Bianca and Jade that have really not had too much interaction since that whole dissolution of the big three there that occurred. I'd say of the three of them.
I think that's your Mania match, realistically.
I mean, you like to think so, right? We mentioned Mania matches involving the two of them for this last year as well, but we didn't. I mean, they're probably not going to have much of an option. Like, that's something you can't just let sit with them both being on the same show. And, with people still asking where Bianca's allegiances lie or where her sentiment is following that fallout.
Appearance.
Yeah. Definitely
not. What is your cat's name, and what's your contribution to the podcast here, Mr. Kitty? What are your takes?
Alfie, can you tell us what you think about the Jade Cargill and Naomi match? No, he does not want any interest in that whatsoever.
Oh, too controversial. No. I take that. Okay. Yes. No, yeah, we're a family show.
Yeah. Hater.
Yeah, Naomi, I will say, got about as much offense in as I expected her to, in that she had the majority of the offense relative to Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill did what Jade Cargill will do. She got the big old face Hulk moment, shall we say, and pulled out a big move to end the match. And apparently she shattered Naomi's nose somewhere in the process. So
yeah, sure did.
Yeah, Jade. So
main event for the Women's World Championship, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. The winner and new world champion was Naomi.
What a fucking surprise. I mean, none of us saw that coming.
No.
And I'm completely okay with it. I mean,
yep.
Io and Rhea had probably the best women's match we've seen all year for a singles match.
Yeah.
And they just tore the fucking house down.
Sure
And
did.
rightfully so. You have Io, who is one of the greatest wrestlers on God's green earth today, and Rhea, who is right up there with her. And they absolutely showed out. And then you have Naomi coming in, stealing the win. And we got to proceed with caution at SummerSlam.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
match.
no,
Sorry, Brandon, I'm just going to comment really quickly. This match
go for it.
between the two and then subsequently three of them is the highest rated women's match on Cage Match of all time.
Really?
It
I mean,
is.
Not like it's not warranted, but
9.83 is the average review score
damn.
for this match.
it's arguable it's the greatest match of the weekend. I think it's number 2 to a match we'll talk about a little later, but it's up there.
Yeah, I would understand Goldberg and Gunther being the best match of the weekend.
Okay.
Thank God they
Before we
got
get
the
to
extra
that, let's
time,
just
hey?
say that match was surprisingly good.
Okay, well,
Uh,
we'll get to that too. We'll go backwards and then we'll go forwards again. But anyways, Brandon, sorry, go ahead.
no, not surprising at all that that was ranked as highly as it was because, I mean, it's always nice for me to see Rhea, and people are like commenting on how Rhea's kind of positioning herself in these, oh God, it's Rhea in the world title scene again. It's this,
We
that.
did the same
But Rhea's
thing.
not, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're not wrong. But then when you see her perform in a match with a superstar of the caliber of Io Sky, or even like with Charlotte Flair, like she did at WrestleMania 39, you're reminded of why she's at where she's at. I mean, not just the look and the aesthetic and the aura, mind you, because that's a big part of it as well. But when you get her in the ring and you get her against a really stalwart opponent, she holds her own every single time. And I mean, it was just such an unbelievable show out. It could have gone either way. I was expecting Rhea full bore to win that match before Naomi came out. But honestly, with the way that the women's division was with the way I thought things were going to go on SmackDown, Naomi was easily going to be the front runner for the WWE Women's Championship in that regard, in my mind, right? Because
Yep.
I have my own thoughts on how SummerSlam's going to go. But like, with this, Naomi interjecting herself into the Raw women's scene, and arguably, I'll say this as a hot take, I feel that the WWE or the Women's World Championship, rather, is considerably of a higher prestige than the WWE Women's Championship right now.
Currently, yeah.
Hell,
Not even close.
I think a lot of
even
that
the
could be the
women.
roster disparity between the two. Admittedly, there's a lot more
Sure.
talent on the women's side on Raw than there is on SmackDown, honestly. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's being presented more importantly. The match quality's been better. So
I mean, when you look at where Naomi is now, and I'm just going to kind of reference her promo on Raw after she won the title. She was, in my perception, the star of the three. Like when you have Io and Rhea in the ring, and then Naomi is there, and she's cutting her promo as confident as she was, as bright as she looked as the champ. That speaks volumes, and it's. I feel like it's got to be so validating for her, considering what she's been through, where she was started, coming back to where she is now with this character change. That people are like, "What the fuck is going on?" She's coming out to like hardcore metal. Like, where's the glow? Like, we came to
This
expect
is
this
the
from
best
Naomi
version
for
of
so
Naomi
long,
we've ever seen.
arguably.
Far.
And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Like, we're seeing her cut these good promos as champ now. Doesn't lose a step with anything. Like, we're
social
gonna
media
see
game is very
Naomi
good.
versus Rhea,
Social media
huh?
game is very good.
Shout out to Big
Oh God,
Jim.
yeah. Oh God, she's so fucking unhinged, and I love it. I love unhinged Naomi, man. Breath of fresh air, and she's gonna fit right in as the top woman on Raw. I personally hope she holds that belt for a good long time, because if
Well,
what
triple
she's saying
triple
is to be
threat
true,
match. Triple threat match at SummerSlam is not going to be an easy road for her.
And if she
no,
wins
it
that,
will
she's
not.
got Miss Vacquet after that.
Bakwe, yeah.
That's true. She's gonna make a run of it. I have faith that
Oh
she's gonna make a run of
yeah.
it. Oh yes,
I'm excited
but
for what's happening on our Raw Women's title side. But what are we rating this show, guys?
I just want to say one thing because I got to be a hater every now and then. The one thing I want to be critical for of that match was the outside of the ring segment was too long. It
This match went over 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was 26
Like
minutes and
35?
20
Oh, 20.
seconds.
This is apparently the longest singles women's match ever.
Well, it wasn't really a
And
singles match then, technically.
well, singles match up until the Naomi in the bank. So
But yeah, like so,
Fucking hair.
Jessica Carr getting drop kicked by Io Sky, and then leading to her being down for 10 plus minutes without sending a replacement referee.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
even then, it added to it. It was
it was
fun.
fun. The spots that they did outside were fun. Don't get me wrong, but come on.
Yeah. Jessica Carr, who totally doesn't moonlight in a mask on Evolve as a wrestler,
No.
just KO'd by a flying
Are you
dropkick.
saying Jessica Carr is El Grande Americano?
Could be. Yeah, you know what? I think he is. Jessica Carr is El Grande Americano as per Brandon.
Of
El
course,
Grande
Brandon added
Americano
more conspiracy to
numero
that.
tres.
But yeah, scoring this show, this was the second best show from WWE this year, I think. So I would give it a
Mhm.
9.
I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Yeah. I go right there with you. The only thing that would have made it 10 for me would have been a surprise in the Battle Royal, but I mean, Stephanie Vaquer, I can't be mad at that at all.
I'm not mad at
So,
her winning. I'm not mad at her
yeah.
winning at all.
Brandon
Best.
AJ Lee was never coming back. I hope you realize.
Well, I mean, one surprise wouldn't have killed anything, but like if we had
Was
like a
it going to
Chelsea
be
Green
AJ
kind of
Lee?
a
I
win,
hope you
right?
realize that.
No, I never assumed that anyone like her was going to win. No, not at all.
Or even
No,
show
win.
up.
Thankfully
Hold up.
Or even
for
show
your
up.
sake, Nikki Lee didn't win that Battle Royal,
Nikki
so
Lee. Nikki
yeah.
Lee.
Nikki Lee.
Nikki, you know what I meant to say, damn it, Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
You know, all this talk of AJ Lee, you're getting my wires crossed.
Best PLE of the year is still Elimination Chamber. No bias because it was in Toronto, but like that one from bell to bell had some crazy ass shit happen. So,
Oh yeah.
Accurate.
all right, that covers Evolution. We're gonna blitz through Saturday night's main event because we've still got 3008 matches to cover on All In.
I'll give you it this time because it was a long show.
Longest show ever. So
It did not feel that long.
You're
If
a
I'm being
liar.
100% honest.
You're a liar.
I'm
Oh yes,
serious.
it did.
It sure
Oh,
did.
yes.
You're a liar. Saturday night's main event, also at State Farm Arena. It was Saturday after Great American Bash, before Evolution.
It's also at Center Stage, I think.
No, it was not. It was at State Farm, same place as Evolution was.
That's State Farm. Okay.
4 matches on the card. First match, Randy Orton defeated Drew McIntyre. Post-match shenanigans leads to a tag match at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
So,
Somebody save me.
say what you will about the match that's going to happen, but Jelly Roll is taking his training very seriously. He said on Pat McAfee today, he's been spending weeks at the Performance Center, being there all day, training and getting in ring shape. So shout out to Jelly Roll. I think it's going to be a very fun match. Drew should have probably won, but at least we got to see him claymore a celebrity. So that's something.
Yeah, I don't really care for Randy winning this match. I'm always pro Drew, especially when Drew is just now coming back and Randy's supposed to be turning heel to fight Cody in my fantasy.
Wow.
But
Jumping through some hoops there.
In my fantasy, hey, I can fantasize all I want. Well, at least only so much on this podcast. But
my fantasies involve not seeing your toes on our camera.
Where? These toes?
Johnny, what'd you think of the match?
Oh, God. It was a fine match. I mean, we only went 8.5 minutes, so it's not like it was.
It's Drew and Randy. You're going to get quality. Simple as that.
Yeah. And I will say to the point on Jelly Roll, too, man lost a shit ton of weight. And unlike some other celebrity involvement, I actually am pretty pro Jelly Roll. Big fan. He's been at WWE for a while, and just his backstory in general. And his backstory in general is just very inspiring. He's very open about the shit that he's come from. So to see him overcome that, make great music, my personal opinion, as well as now going into this other venture where he can live a dream, right? Like, I mean, it's all any of us would really want. And if you get an opportunity to do it, fuck it, take it. You know, that's what I say. So, yeah, I'm actually pro Jelly Roll in this instance,
All right.
unlike some other celebrities that showed up at WrestleMania and never showed up again
And now their
because
spot in the
they're
video
not
game is being taken by El Grande.
they're not cut for the biz apparently.
Next match. You got to keep this moving, guys. We're already an hour and 20 in.
Oh yeah,
Solo Sikoa successfully defended the United States Championship by defeating Jimmy Uso.
It happened.
It did.
via roll up, might
Yeah,
I add.
it did.
Happened.
And
They
then
knew what they were doing with that. They just
afterwards,
needed to
Jacob
fill.
Fatu made the save.
How did I mean?
Yeah,
All right. Next up, in a match that was cut short, LA Knight defeated Seth Rollins.
my
So
God, I hope.
this sucks. LA probably should have won. It was reported now that he wasn't going to win, but Seth got hurt, and I don't think he was hurt on the moonsault. If you kind of look when he did the senton, it looked like his leg kind of twisted when he landed.
He said he did it on
And
the moonsault. He felt
just the way
pop.
it looked,
I'm just saying, like
in
Seth
that.
himself said on on the Rich Eisen podcast today that he felt the pop on the moonsault.
So I guess last time we had a MITB winner get hurt, they lost the briefcase immediately, but that was because the champion at the time was also hurt and they needed to get the title belt off the champion. That is not the case right now. So if they want to hold it and not tell us when Seth's coming back at all, so it's a complete surprise, I think that's best for business.
Which is what they're doing so far based on what Paul Heyman said on Raw. That said, apparently there was too much swelling for him to get checked up in Birmingham on Monday. He's going to have to get it rechecked within the next 1 to 2 weeks before they know what the issue could be.
Get well soon, Seth.
Yeah, get well soon, Seth.
I at first I thought Seth was playing some heel tactic, trying to be sly with LA Knight. But when you saw his eyes, the eyes, they do not lie. And that was fucking panic. And God, it sucks so bad because when it's like with Liv Morgan. Like, consider how many things now, consider the butterfly effect that takes place with Liv Morgan being out in the women's division. And now what's going to happen with Seth being out?
Yep.
You know, like the whole thing that happened on Monday with Roman and Jay and then the Bronze was just
that match may
there's a
not have
very,
even
very
been a match.
palpable,
Yeah.
right? Very palpable absence from Seth there.
Yeah.
So
we don't
again,
know.
like
We don't even know. Like I said, sorry to cut you off. We don't even know if that was supposed to be.
no,
Like we're getting. It looks like we're going to get Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson as a result of what happened on Monday night. But was that supposed to be the match? Probably
not.
not likely.
So
No, but all you can hope for is that it's not as bad as some people are hypothesizing, right?
yeah.
Seth's had that history of injury as well, so but it's not one of those things where you want him.
Not great.
Early takes based
It's not
on the type of injuries, 4 to 6 months, but still TBD based
if
on
that's all it.
results.
Yeah, and if that's all it is, if he's only out till the end of this year, then I guess we can kind of consider ourselves lucky. I don't want it being where like the last time where he had the meniscus tear and he came back on like duct tape and chicken wire. You know what I mean? His knee is barely holding together. Doesn't need to risk his livelihood like that, you know, to keep performing all the way through till next year's WrestleMania,
Yeah, he didn't
which I'm
even
sure they're going to feature him in very bigly.
he didn't even take
But
an extended break when he got the meniscus tear in that match against Jinder Mahal. Barely
right,
missed much time. Did double duty at WrestleMania. Then he was
Yep.
gone
For 2 months
for
back.
yeah. Then he was gone for like a couple months, and then before Money in the Bank, he was back again. So
yeah, just in this case, like he's got the briefcase that's established. We'll keep him in the shadows. Please just fucking heal up.
yeah,
You know, he's only got so much career left too. He's already said as much on, I believe, Chris Van Vliet. Like, let's not risk any more. That's my stance on it.
yep.
So,
Main event, 15 minutes. Gunther successfully defended his World Heavyweight Championship by retiring Bill Goldberg.
woo!
What a fucking match. I mean, nobody expected that good of a match, realistically. Shout out Charles Robinson, fucking broke a rib in this match. Um, I don't have much else to say. I
Somewhere,
think we
somewhere, Bret
need,
Hart is not surprised that
of course
Charles
not.
Robinson got injured.
Of course not. We need to put Gunther in the conversation for one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He brings people up to his level when they can be anywhere. It's fucking ridiculous. Bill Goldberg should not be having that good of a match for going that long at 58 years old, and it's all thanks to the ring general.
Now I know we're not in the Emporium, but that's a pretty hot take to, based on this match, to say that Gunther is worthy of being in the best of all time conversation. He's very, very good. Don't get me
He's
wrong. And
bringing people to a level that they've never been at when they're in the ring with him.
well, the thing with Goldberg
Most of
too
the
is
time, but
that
not always. Don't tell Jey Uso.
yeah.
Yeah, you want to hate on Jey Uso, I know.
I mean, with Goldberg, it's hard to, because the litmus with him, the bar is already kind of so low because he's never going to be he was never a marathon, right? This match was arguably the longest he's had in probably the last decade, right?
20
Happened to be his
years.
last match too, and it was forced upon
Over
him.
20 years.
I will say this. It was not planned that they go that long. It was meant to be a lot shorter. So kudos to both Gunther and Goldberg for making that work. I liked how they like let him maintain that aura where Gunter chopped the shit out of him the first time, and then Goldberg kind of just laughs it off in Goldberg fashion, like, "Oh,
Goldberg
I
said that
shit."
that was a mistake and he wasn't supposed to do that, and he apologized for doing that.
Today, he did
I
that
feel
today.
like I can get that, and I get wanting to not make the other talent of today look bad. Personally, I felt, and especially for his retirement match, it was pretty
Kind of
well
on
in
brand.
character. Like
Yeah, it was on brand.
Not brand for
uh,
Goldberg.
Yeah, I mean it's and when you consider it was the first chop, then there was another chop, then there was another chop, and you can see the armor just slowly whittling away, right? Like he's not invincible. He's 58 fucking years old, but he wanted to let people know he's still Goldberg up until he wasn't, right?
He
But it's
should.
like it gave me kind of the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight vibe, right? Like Mauro Ranallo said it on commentary, Father Time gets us all, no exceptions. And that kind of evidenced itself as the match with Goldberg dragged on. Not saying he couldn't have had a match like that when he was younger too, but definitely not when he's 58. So, yeah, typical Goldberg fare. He didn't take a pin. Uh, I think it's interesting how he prefers to get like choked out. Maybe that's my perspective, but he prefers to get choked out or pass out versus getting pinned. I don't know if there's something to that or not, but
It aligns with what Gunther would
yeah,
do generally in these matches anyway, so it's fine.
sure. Yeah. Sucks that his post match promo got cut off though.
That was bullshit.
But
It's
is it though?
NBC.
Because there's most guys don't even get one of those.
Yeah. I mean, for Goldberg, I feel like you can. Granted, he's a WCW guy, right? So there's probably still
Ric Flair
some
didn't
little
get
animosity.
one. HBK didn't get
No,
one. Undertaker didn't get one. Like, why is it expected that he's supposed to have this whole big grand hello, guy, goodbye? You're supposed to go out on your back. That's the rules of wrestling, right? Like,
sure.
so
And
I don't think it's as
I
big of a
mean,
deal as he's making it out to be.
it would have been nicer if he would have actually got to pull it all the way out. But again, like everything in that was just kind of timed off the cuff anyway. So,
Mm.
I mean, and again, you can blame NBC probably more for that than TKO,
Well,
WWE,
I
what
mean, they could
have
have
you.
called
But
the match to not be 15 minutes.
that's true. You are correct. So,
All
but
right,
yeah,
we got to keep moving, guys.
yep, yep.
We're gonna talk about all. Sorry, Pierce, did you have anything you wanted to add there? I saw you like, no, you're good. Okay,
Nope.
perfect. All in 2025 took place also on Saturday. Started at 3 Eastern. From Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, where the Texas Rangers play baseball. This was
Oh yeah.
a long show. This was as a matter of fact, the longest show in professional wrestling history in North America. It went
Hmm.
over 6 hours. And that's the main
Oh
card. That
God.
doesn't even count the pre show, where the pre show
Nope.
matches went an hour before, and the pre-show before the pre-show matches was another hour before. So they were on television for over 8 hours for this.
Good Lord.
Yeah. But that said, we're going to go through these matches. We're going to blitz through the pre-show matches here really quick. Feel free to comment if you want, but you're not obligated to because they're just pre-show matches. Sons of Texas and so actually all of the Sons of Texas. That would be Dustin Rhodes, Marshall Von Erich, Ross Von Erich, and Sammy Guevara defeated Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Carly Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean in 7 minutes.
Happened.
Yes, it did happen.
The infantry deserve better. I'm salty about Supercard of Honor. Anyway,
It happened.
that's my.
No, we are not talking about ROH. Move to the
No.
next one.
I never said I was. I'm just saying.
It
I'm just
happened.
saying.
Big Boom AJ and the conglomeration of Kyle O'Reilly, Hologram, and Tomohiro Ishii with Big Justice and the Rizzler defeated the Don Callis families. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Hichisero? That's definitely wrong.
Hechicero.
Oh, I did say it right.
Hechicero.
Wow, look at that. Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta.
Shout out to Trent for pushing down Big Justice. That was hilarious.
Trent is a child beater, and I love it.
All right. FTR defeated the Outrunners in 16 minutes.
I watched this
Wow.
match. It was pretty good. Shout out to the Outrunners Newport tights. They were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the main show for the AEW World Trios Championship. The Ops, Katsuyori Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe successfully retained by defeating the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, as well as Gabe Kidd. 14 minutes.
They should have done more Gabe Kidd and Samoa Joe in this match. They only wrestled for like a minute. I need that match in my veins. That being said, right people won, and I like the post-match where they took Joe out knowing that in the main event he would probably help out Hangman. So
this match did
Agreed on all fronts.
Yeah, this match, like, I'm fine with it being on the card because it's a title match. It was a match that happened on the card. I think it was
you could have
fine.
shortened it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a growing theme for a lot of these matches. That was the shortest match on the card, on the main card at 14 minutes and 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do think most, if not all, title matches of your titles should be on what is essentially their WrestleMania. So I'm not opposed to the match being on the card. It's just it was a match that happened.
Sure.
MJF won the men's casino gauntlet match by pinning Roderick Strong in 35 minutes.
So I'm a big proponent of these casino gauntlet matches. I think they're always really fun. There wasn't many surprises in this match besides the return of the rock hard one, Juice Robinson. Glad to see him
Without
back.
any facial hair. He looks.
Yeah, was that him?
He said he doesn't
Are we
like
sure that was him?
doesn't like the beard because it interferes with him eating soup, which is a very Juice Robinson answer.
He also
That
now
is a
does
very
not have a
juicy-
chin.
No, he does not. He needs that beard back ASAP.
He has no chin whatsoever. But anyways.
I think it was the right winner. If Darby was not going to be in the match, MJF should end this match. They could have shortened it.
Could have. It was 35 minutes.
So they need to put legit time limits on these entrants instead of doing it randomly. I get that the randomness kind of adds to the match, but when there's one entrant after a minute, and then there's one after 5 minutes, and another after 2, it's just kind of it makes it go way too long.
Especially when you wait all that time and your last entrant is Max Caster.
What a
Come on now.
waste of a last entrant, by the way.
It makes sense
Nothing
to be
pisses me off more than a Royal Rumble that has a spoiled number 30 or a disappointing number 30, and that's no different here. The last person should elicit one of the, if not the biggest reactions, and Max Caster sure as hell wasn't that guy.
But he's the best wrestler alive. He tells us that.
We are moving on.
Bandito fucking rules. Konosuke Takeshita fucking rules. Glad for MJF. Glad he's back in the world title picture.
Unfortunately, before the show, Adam Cole had to forfeit his AEW TNT Championship. He came out to the ring and said he will be away for some amount of time. It did not say retire. He specifically said, "I am not saying I am retiring," but this sounded a lot like a soft retirement by Adam Cole.
I think this is very similar to when Brian Danielson retired in 2016. The dude just had the worst luck since he's joined AEW, despite having some of the most fun moments in AEW. You can't take away he main evented in front of 80,000 people. Get well soon, Adam Cole.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just he's just caught such shit, and it always seems to be right when he's on the verge of doing something really cool. Like they're gonna see that devil storyline out to fruition, then he fucks his ankle. He's the TNT champion. He gets a championship in AEW finally, and then now this happens. And not to cast any blame on anybody, because things do happen with the ring. I thought he was fucking sick with the way he was talking. I thought he might have been battling some sort of like a cancer or some sort of an illness.
It's
Which,
another
I mean,
concussion.
thankfully that's yeah.
I mean, I
But you
it's
can't
I
fuck
say
around with those.
thankfully, but it's brain trauma, man. Like you don't
Yeah, you
fuck
can't
around with
fuck
Don't
around
those.
with
fuck
that
with
at all.
concussions.
He's got so many
Not at all.
concussions in a relatively short time span. Hopefully he gets healed up. I don't want to say not to even think about coming back in the ring, but just for his own wellness for the rest of his
Yeah.
life, that's the most important thing here. So
Yep.
hopefully, Adam Cole, baby, get better soon, get healthy, and hope you're doing okay.
Hmm.
That said, the match for the TNT Championship turned into a fatal four-way match, and your new TNT champion is not Kyle Fletcher, who was originally booked for this match. It also was not Sammy Guevara or Daniel Garcia who were in this match. It is Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is the new TNT champion.
Shocking win, and I'm completely okay with it. I think Kyle is going to be the next TNT champion. Having him just win it here probably is not the best idea. I think Dustin is going to be a good champion for a short amount of time, and having Kyle beat the shit out of a legend to win that title is probably the better idea.
Yeah, I was all cap salty about it when it first happened.
You were all cap
uh,
salty about something happening, about somebody winning a title. That's not like you at
yeah.
all.
Well, old man Dustin, but no,
Is
and
was, was
three
Kyle
belts, Dustin.
buried?
Now
Was
you
Eh,
Kyle
may not want to
buried?
acknowledge it. No, I won't say that at all. No, when all things are considered, the
Okay,
decision was
just
made, and right. But the
three
fact of the
belts,
matter is, like,
Dustin.
three belts, Dustin.
That's crazy.
He's probably the first man to ever hold a singles, tag, and trios title all at the same time. Now that I think about it, I
yeah.
don't think that's ever happened.
It might have been some
Um,
indie fed, but certainly not one that I can recall in a main promotion, mostly because WWE doesn't have trios titles. But
right, right. But I mean, I can't be too mad at it. I mean, you bring out it gets the Von Erichs on camera. It gets the new Rhodeses, the third generation Rhodeses, who I guess are like both Dustin and Cody's nephews. They have no like direct lineage from either of those two guys, but it's their sister's kids. But they
That
look
would make them their nephews. I don't know what you're
right.
trying to say here.
No, no, no. I mean, like directly descending from either Cody or from Dustin. Like they're third generation Rhodeses, but like through not their father was not a wrestler.
what does
Their
this
mother
have to
was
do
not a
with the
wrestler.
match?
I don't know. It was good to see them. That's all I'm gonna say. They're at the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. They're going to be the next up and comers. There'll be ones to look for in the future.
Who are we
There.
talking
That's how.
about? Like,
Dustin Rhodes and his nephews
okay,
celebrating in the ring after his momentous
okay,
TNT Championship win
all
in
right,
heart of Texas.
okay. Next match, where if the Young Bucks won, then Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland would not be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship for a year. But that's not what happened. In 25 minutes and 50 seconds, basically 26 minutes, that is not counting the length of the intro, which I'm going to get into in just a second. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay defeated the Young Bucks, who have now been stripped of their executive VP titles. And quite frankly, they deserve that with that awful,
That was
awful
really
ring
stupid.
intro. What a stupid fucking
Yeah.
ring intro. It took way too goddamn long. Nobody gave a shit. Fuck the Young Bucks.
Fuck the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I called this. You guys are like, it's not happening. Right winners. Say what you will about the spots and the speed of the match. I'm sure Brandon will have 20 minutes of content to talk about that. But I thought this match was great. It was really fun. And yeah, I mean, it's four great wrestlers, for one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And then you got Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, who are two of the greatest wrestlers on the planet right now. It was bound to be great.
I'm not going to let Brandon shit on it because I want to shit on it first. Those choreographed frenzy spots are so fucking stupid.
I agree. Were you going to continue shitting?
No, that's all I need to say because
Okay.
it looks like it's something straight out of fucking Cirque du Soleil.
Yes,
I've seen
I
Ka
concur
live, which
100%.
is the martial arts Cirque du Soleil performance. I saw it in Vegas, and that looks no fucking different.
Yeah, very similar vibe. It takes you out of it, but really, you can't expect too much. I mean, it involves Will Ospreay and the Young Bucks. So unfortunately, it's one of those things on a coin toss. Maybe even with a two-headed coin, you could probably assume it's going to happen. Call heads on a two-headed coin. Oh,
Yeah.
look, there it goes. Will Ospreay and Young Bucks are going to flip about and do dippy shit. Wow. Right? And Swerve unfortunately had to get involved in that whole mess. Hopefully that doesn't affect his career. But I will say that I could have seen the winning go either way. I'm fine with it. I feel like it's kind of it works as part of the show for what we can talk about in a bit. But I could have seen it going either way. There could have been a lot of interesting stuff happen with Swerve and Ospreay not being able to challenge for the belt for a year. Buck says kind of having an elongated Reign of Terror might have worked as well. But
The Reign of
I'm
Terror
not.
needed to end. It needed
I'm not
to
mad
end.
at it.
I'm not mad
I'm
at
not
it
mad
either.
at it.
I'm mad at most of the other stuff that happened, like the intro and the flippy shit and all that. But results, I'm fine with,
Hmm
even if I was wrong.
Will
Uh,
Ospreay kicked out of way too much shit too. I will say that.
that is also not new for him.
Right.
Women's Casino Gauntlet match. Athena was the winner by pinning Mina Shirakawa in 27 minutes.
Another probably went a little too long, but I think it's completely correct. I don't have much else to say. Give me Athena versus Tony whenever. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep. Maybe Athena can do what
Well,
somebody else couldn't, which we'll get into in a bit.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, right? Because I'm not going to try and get on the ROH soapbox too much, but Athena is approaching 1,000 days as their women's champion. So how is it going to balance out if she also happens to be AEW women's champion,
Well,
right?
here's the thing. Nobody gives a shit about ROH, so she can just
And that's a problem.
drop the belt and be done with it.
That is correct.
I hypothesize she probably would just drop it at 1,000 days. She's still the forever champion as she's billed, right? But AEW Women's Championship has been her stated goal since she got to the company. So I think that's the direction that's heading. I don't think there's anybody more deserving apart from maybe Harley Cameron for a shot. Would she have won? Probably not, right? Unless she made it work for her with the whole like Money in the Bank esque stip. But Athena, I'm very glad for.
She wasn't even in the
I'm glad she's
match,
getting the shot.
Harley Cameron.
She did show up.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the match.
She has like a Batman mask now, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there was anyone else in the women's division, I felt would have been good for it,
Yeah.
or Megan Bain, but
or Tekla.
not yet.
As I say, lose me on that one. A little too early for that.
Yeah.
Next up, in a three-way tag match for the World Tag Team Championship, the Hurt Syndicate successfully defended by defeating Jet Speed and the Patriarchy in 18 minutes and 40 seconds.
this match was really what happened after the match. You know, they hurt people, but what happened after the match was pretty cool.
Go on.
We heard this for the first time in a while. Because a man turned on his dad, which is not cool.
Awful.
Do we really? Are we really surprised by that?
But they
He
didn't
was a
just
horrible
immediately
father.
He didn't immediately.
Hey.
Nick turned on Christian. They went to concerto him. Cope came back. They didn't immediately put them together, and instead, Cope said to go find yourself to Christian.
No. He said, "Go
find yourself.
You did it too fast.
Find yourself.
Yeah, like holy shit. I want to be
He
a
also
mark for
immediately-
everything out of my own hometown. Like two Orangeville boys getting back together is a big thing for me being an Orangeville boy growing up. But like, come on, Cope. Like, ay.
He also didn't immediately get to the ring like he was supposed to. He did the
He got
fucking
his
Jeff
shit
Hardy
in.
thing.
Yeah,
bro.
he ran to the side of the stage, the one side of the stage.
Yeah, ran to the
He
other
gave
side
the
of the
old-
stage. Set off the goddamn pyro.
That's a fucking
You're here.
epidemic
I see
of
you,
that
Cope.
shit happening over the
Oh
last
my
few
god.
weeks.
So fucking funny though, and you watch all the reactions to it, and all the streamers at that moment are unanimously like, get to the fucking ring, like
Yeah.
your friend is dying, go
Jeff
get
Hardy, Penta. Fuck.
Oh
Just a
Lord, just it's so fun. It's hopefully it doesn't wear out its welcome because it's still pretty fucking funny. But man, like I don't know. Did you think he was gonna fend for himself there with his head in a chair and the 19-year-old kid who's sick of his shit waiting to just pummel down on him?
That damn
I don't
teenage
know.
angst.
happened
Right?
next?
Yeah, it's just rebellious streak.
That's okay. We're close to the Cope and Cage reunion. We're getting there. I
As
definitely
soon as he
feel
finds
like
himself.
All Out is in Toronto. So
There you go.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
true.
All Out's in Toronto.
Did you get tickets to that show, Don?
No, I'll be
Out
able
of
to get tickets for
curiosity?
like $20 a week before the show. I'm not worried about it.
Smart.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would like to go to the show, but it's also right before Marta's birthday, and Marta likes. Shout out
Oh,
Marta, but she likes to be able to claim like every weekend in and around her birthday as her birthday weekend, which makes it hard to plan things that are not her birthday related.
Sure.
So, and that happens to be the weekend before. So we'll see.
well, happy pre-birthday, Marta.
Yes, we've got 2 more months to go.
Wow.
Next up is for the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm successfully defended by defeating Mercedes Moné in 24 minutes.
This was a great
Hallelujah.
match. Tony won, which I think we all were surprised
Right
on.
woman
but
won.
yeah, right woman won.
1000%.
It's interesting what they're going to do with Mercedes next. I think maybe she loses the TBS title coming up soon to somebody. I don't know who, but having her finally lose in AEW is going to add something to her character that desperately needs. So
I hope they slowly start peeling those belts off of her one by one, just tick, 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 tick.
That being said, her
she's
entrance
gonna be
with
Witch.
all the cheerleaders wearing the belts and her cape with all the people she beat, she looked like a megastar.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's not like she's not a megastar, right? It's just I've been critical about the belt collector thing, especially when half of them don't mean shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
So you find one in your happy
again,
meal.
Did you like ROH?
Yeah, I
Huh?
mean, he's he doesn't realize some of the stuff that he says in that regard, but
Okay. Just want
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about here?
he heard ROH.
What
So
about
he just
ROH?
zoned out everything else but ROH. So anyway,
Mm,
I hope that Tony. I said this before. Like, I hope that she doesn't have a super long reign either because she's already been champion. Now this is her third reign, right? Third reign.
fourth reign.
Fourth reign, Jesus Christ. Yeah, she doesn't need a long title
Yeah.
reign here, but I don't know who they have beat her that isn't probably Megan Bayne, so
Athena.
yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But that would involve not being on ROH, which is probably a good thing. Nevertheless, that was a fun match. Both are very talented. I am happy that Mercedes Moné lost.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yes. Also.
Next up was winner takes all match to unify the Continental and International Championship, calling it the Unified Championship. Still a stupid fucking name.
Yes.
Very stupid.
Kazuchika Okada defeated Kenny Omega in 30 and a half minutes.
So I think it was the worst match they've had together, and it was still an incredible match. Like, being the worst out of those 5 matches is not a bad thing. Like I said, it was never going to reach the heights of what they had before. But once this match turned up, because it started fairly slow, man, did it turn up, and it showed. I think we all said that Kenny was going to win. I don't.
Yeah,
Okada.
we all said Kenny because we all were a bit critical of Okada, both of his character and just the
But
booking
when he
effort
shows
level.
up, he's the fucking Rainmaker. And yeah, I mean, I could go without the Callus interference, but it was a means to an end for Okada, and good for Okada. I'm excited to see what he does next.
Not only do I think I agree with that sentiment in that it was the weakest of the 5 matches they've had together. I also personally think it was the weakest of the 3 main events they had on the show. Not to speak any ill of the match at all. Again, great match, but I mean, this is kind of a sidebar testament to like how much AEW showed out at this show. And that'll be evident in the next match we talk about coming up. But for this particular match, um, yeah, like what a fucking match. And that's what I was saying too. When these two come together, if there's going to be anybody who is going to bring the Rainmaker back out fully, because he was getting glimpses of it, with matches upcoming, but Omega Okada was going to be a blockbuster, bar none.
And he came out looking like a fucking god.
Yep.
He only got hindered by his gut. They played at that for a good part of the match too, and whether that was based in something that was really going on or whether that's all strictly for the sake of storytelling in the match, I suspect they probably could have another one minus Callus, minus any sort of physical hindrances that Kenny may have,
I
and it
don't
might
think they
even
need
blow
to have
this match out
another
of the
match.
water.
I don't
I
think they
think at
need.
some point they'll probably do one more. I could see them doing one more, especially all things considered.
Yeah,
But
the only way I would want to see them doing one more match, quite frankly, is if it was a loser leaves match.
they'd have to bill it as like their last match.
It has to
Like
be like
after
a
this, we're
last
done.
match ever for these guys, because unless you have three and three apiece, then you do a best of 7 at that point, which
Yeah.
They're
still
2-1. So maybe they have one, but I think.
But this was their 5th match they had, right? What's the split right now?
2-1.
There was a draw. Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the draw just shits on everything. So yeah, next match is the last match then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unified Championship is a fucking stupid name.
What a stupid.
I don't like the look of the belt either.
And it's just going over continental rules. So what's the point?
No.
Just make it. Just combine it and be the Continental Championship. Simple as that.
The Inter. Well,
No.
I guess WWE owns the rights to the Intercontinental
The Continental.
name.
The Continental.
Or just retire the Continental belt and have it just be the International.
Yeah. Lots of options that
I'd be
don't
fine with
sound
that
like the
too.
Unified Championship. That sounds like the undisputed WWE World Universal blah blah blah. Anyways, main event. In a Texas death match for the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page defeated Jon Moxley and is the new AEW World Champion in 36 minutes.
This match did not feel like it was 36 minutes to me. These guys beat the fuck out of each other. I'm sure Donnie loved that they started bleeding 2 minutes in.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's fucking Jon Moxley for you.
As soon as Hangman came out to Ghost Town Triumph, he was winning this match. I mentioned that to you guys earlier.
You did.
Came out the face tunnel too.
And you could say, his heel tweener theme was really good because it was, but main character Hangman comes out to Ghost Town trying. It's as simple as that.
Remember when you
Darby
said
came back.
he was a heel like 4 months ago?
Well, as soon as he had that Christopher Daniels match, he kind of started coming back to the good side.
Mm.
And I mean, this match, all it is redemption and coming back from just the down years and the evil Hangman and becoming that main character once again. Darby came from the heavens like we expected.
Hell yeah. No Sherpa though.
No Sherpa, no ice
Oh,
pick.
sure, bro. No mule.
Take some points off for that.
And we got the return of the American Dragon, which was fun for the 20 seconds he was there. And then
The thing he's definitely not supposed to be allowed to do.
yes. And then you get one of, I think, it's as simple that it's just such a big moment in AEW's history with Swerve and Hangman coming to an understanding. Because those two can come back to being feuding once again, but them coming to an understanding that there's a bigger evil and they have to get the title off Moxley, and Swerve finally being like, here you go, do it. Because Swerve said you will never touch that title if I'm around, and he's one of the main reasons why he won the title. So I'm very happy with the Hangman win. I know he to win the title, but I think Hangman getting his redemption and beating Moxley makes a ton of sense too.
Brandon.
I thought that the match structure, I mean, the longer the match went on and the more you started to see involvement, makes perfect sense within the context of AEW, considering the Death Riders and how everybody, including the fans, fucking hate the Death Riders. But they definitely took what I felt were the notes from the Bloodline Rules match with Rhodes Reigns 2 at WrestleMania Night 2 at WrestleMania 40, and they just upped the ante with everything, right? It's already Texas Death. So you get, shit that would make Abdullah the Butcher proud and Hangman stabbing the fuck out of John Moxley's face with a fork, right? Over and over again. And you get all the crazy barbed wire shit. You get the broken glass. Yeah, all that shit they're playing around in like it's kids in a sandbox, right? But like
Oh, unnecessary.
in a Texas death match, I felt like it was pretty okay. Here's what I'll say about it. I know your stance, and I understand, but I feel like considering what Hangman had done in the past, like considering we've seen how far he's willing to go to win shit that's important to him, like what he did with Swerve. He dropped Swerve on a goddamn cinder block in a cage.
He drank his
He
blood.
juiced up his jaw, drank his blood, juiced up his jaw with whatever the fuck was in there that shut him down, right? Like we've seen how far Hangman is willing to go. So this is just another day for Hangman when he gets in that mode. And against a guy like John Moxley who can take that shit and dish it out just as good, I felt like it was fitting. And you consider what's at stake here too, right? Like it's the continued reign of terror that the Death Riders have had over AEW for the last 9 months, right? And I felt like with everybody running out to support in that endeavor, like Osprey was dead right away, which I mean, right? He got his appearance in, he's out. Hangman center stage. Everybody probably would have figured Osprey would have overshadowed him at some point if he stuck around too long. Then you had, like you said, you had Darby coming down, you had Danielson involved, and they all had ties to Moxley within that reign. Kind of like how Cena came in, with facing Solo Sikoa earlier, back when the Bloodline was still a thing, right? Kind of like how, you know, obviously the beef with Jay and Jimmy, like just there's all these like kind of callbacks to that sequence of involvement that you saw in what people would argue, in spite of recency bias, to be one of the greater WrestleMania main event matches of all time. Um, and to take all the variables that you can throw in with a Texas death match and just kind of show in gruesome, grotesque fashion how much this win meant for Hangman Page as a singular, but for AEW as a collective, I felt like it did a really great job in the narrative sense. And then, like you said, with Swerve, after they finally sat down and hashed their shit out, him and Hangman, and they kind of made a blank slate out of shit. Swerve knew that it wasn't going to benefit him if Mox was going to keep being champ, right? So Len's in the chain, Mox does his shit. I will say the fact that it ended the same way as their last Texas death match did, with the hanging and the tap into the shoulder and all that stuff. If I didn't know about the Revolution Texas death match, I would have said that would have been so fucking impactful. But when you look back and it's
Yeah,
exactly
even
the
then,
same.
it was. Yeah, I think keeping Mox down for the 10 count wouldn't have been as good because Mox's facial expression in that moment wasn't, "Oh, I'm going to lose the belt." It was, "Oh, this man is going to fucking kill me
I thought
if
I
I
was
do not
witnessing
tap
a
out right
fucking
now."
execution. He sold the
So
shit out of that, man.
I think it worked. Yeah, Mox was fucking fantastic in this match. This is my match of the weekend, 100%.
So it wasn't Gunther and Goldberg.
That was number 3.
Okay.
No, that was like
uh,
number 8 if we're being realistic. But I
Yeah.
was
I don't like the gratuitous violence, but I do think both competitors performed well. I don't mind all the run-ins. The right person probably won from a booking perspective, even though it kind of was a bit counterintuitive to where they first started this whole story at the beginning. What I will say, and we talked about this in our group chat because someone in our group chat made the comment that Adam Hangman Page is one of the best characters in wrestling history.
you can say it was me.
Ah, okay,
I
well.
think from a narrative standpoint and the way he carries
I
his
was waiting for.
character, it's
I,
like he's getting to that point.
He is the biggest benefactor of Player One booking in wrestling history. That is the credit I will give him. I think his reign here will be very telling on whether he can live up to that
mm-hmm.
lofty title, because his only title reign, not his last title reign, his only title reign, was not good and was during one of the, if not the worst period in AEW television. And if he has another title reign that falls flat, he cannot be considered to
The
be that.
chase is always better than the title reign for the most part. But
Tell that to Roman Reigns.
I think they gotta course correct here and give Hangman good stories as champion, because when he was champion the first time, his matches were great, but the stories going into them were not great.
No. And you're right, Don. Like, this is going to be orders of magnitude more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's of orders of magnitude more important for Hangman and for the company in general, for him to go forward and to represent, and to, because right, like Cody said, like with Cody Rhodes in his reign, when he talked about his title reign, he's like, there's WrestleMania, and then there's the day after, and then there's the day after that, and the day after that, and you have to live up to what you put forward when you first started, when you first got
Yep.
going on the journey, right? So the thing with Hangman too, and the thing with Hangman, Cody at least had a fresh slate. He had those years where people called him the 3-star general, the perma mid Carter, all that shit, Stardust, and then he finally got to where he felt he needed to be all along in the main
Undeniable.
event. His first
Undeniable,
time,
undeniable.
Whereas Hangman was booked as Player One from day
the
one of
beginning,
AEW.
even before,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, so that's where my
and he
pessimism kicks in, because like
Being the main character is one thing, but he needs to be the face of AEW. There's a complete difference.
and I feel like they're positioning for that because, like I've said, I made the comment that the promo that he cut at Grand Slam Mexico was very characteristic of a guy who is going forward, be kind of the face, the spokesperson of the company. So whether or not he's able to live up to that moniker remains to be seen. And I hope for his sake and for the company's sake that it does, because I feel like AEW All In was, with the Bucks losing, with this Texas death match, I feel like it really signaled the beginning of a new era. Similar to how it was when Cody beat Roman, right? The Bloodline era was kind of
Yep.
phasing out and this new thing was getting, brought its way in. So we'll see how that goes. The TV's been getting better. That's been improving. Um, there are new stars being made. Kyle Fletcher's on the rise, obviously. Will be interesting to see what comes of Cope and Christian when they finally do inevitably get their shit together.
There's a
And
lot of interesting stories coming out of
We
all
say
that.
that. We
there's a
say
lot
that.
of potential.
But one of the matches that they booked tonight for Dynamite was a 6-man tag of Hangman Adam Page and 2 others versus the Death Riders.
And 2 others.
The 2 others being Mark Briscoe and Powerhouse Hobbs. But my point is that they didn't deviate from the feud at all. It's not a reset button because they just trot them right back in front of the Death Riders. So the only thing I could see here to be making it remotely worthwhile is if the Death Riders turn on John Moxley and send him on vacation for 6 months.
Yeah.
But like,
there has to be
why
some.
the fuck are we trotting this match back immediately after what happened in this main event that we were speaking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, give Hangman a fucking break.
Hard reset. Either Moxley gets destroyed or MJF cash in.
I mean, this match may have already happened. I don't know, but I did want to bring up that the fact that was booked, and it just made me shake my fucking head when I saw it. But
no, that's fine.
An MJF cash in this soon would be ass. I will say that.
I agree. It shouldn't be this soon. An MJF cash in this soon, like, then you're blowing your load like 3 seconds in. Like, the fuck.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Overall review of the show.
I'm gonna give it 8.5. I think it was a great show.
Brandon.
Yeah, I'd say 8.5 too. Overall, it was not as good collectively as Evolution was, even in spite of the time. But that being said, it was a very good show. The triple main event was fucking phenomenal.
The triple main event were 3 of the top 4. Yeah, 3 of the top 4 matches of the weekend, honestly. But that front half, up to and including that fucking Young Bucks intro, that shit did not hit with me at all. I'll give it an 8.
But I think that closes out, does it?
Yeah, that was
Did we
over
reach
2
the
hours.
end?
That was over
We
2
went
hours.
long.
Wow.
We went long today, boys, but there was a lot to go.
And hopefully
Again,
we
Let's
don't
not
have
do that
any
again for a long time.
booked weekends anytime soon. Jesus Christ, I'm so tired.
Oh God.
We don't even know what we're doing next week. We actually have an off week for once.
Do we? Did we say we were doing a little fun ski thing?
I consider
Between
that
now and
I
SummerSlam?
consider that an off week. I mean, is it literally an
Oh,
off week?
okay.
PLE weekend.
I mean,
We get a fucking
I'm not
breather.
necessarily opposed to an off week, but no, we don't have anything formally planned for next week.
Oh yeah, we'll wiggle in and off for sure. But holy Christ, like deep breath.
Deep breath. We did it.
Yeah, we get one off week, and then we got to do SummerSlam predictions after that.
Holy shit.
I think
thanks
we should
again to
look at
Najee for stopping in.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, brother.
We don't know if he'll actually listen this far into the show to get that thank you, but
well, I'll thank him in the social media post regardless. And I'm going to text
tag him and tell him, hey, skip to the end. Skip to the end for your thank yous, big fella. But yeah, very much an honor, very much a privilege to get any of the fellow casters on the show. Always good, fun convos.
Absolutely. But that's all I got. Donnie?
I got fuck all.
Brandon?
I think we just about said it all, yeah. I think 2 hours and a quarter is good enough for me.
All right. Well, as always, thanks for stopping into the Ope-Eh 3-Way. Have a beer on us. We'll see you next time. Have a great night. Thank you.